We are back at it again here with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. To the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all subscribers, welcome back. I'll ask for returns for you guys to smash that like button. Let's try to get this video over 30 likes. And here we are with one of the stocks we're going to talk about, which is PRTY. And in today's video, we're going to talk about the top 3 penny stocks that are at insane prices. Now, while these stocks have had volatility and drawbacks to the downside, the overall market has had volatility as well. And today, our SPY sent out a bear indicator at 12:35 p.m. and from that moment forward, put options went up 100% plus. And as you see there on the screen, the outflows got crossed, the weakness continued. But not only did it give us clarity to the downside, but to the upside as well, as those inflows crossed back up, and it got a bull indicator for calls to go up nearly 50 to 100% plus as well. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge over the charts and join a community of members using these resources to maximize in either direction, check out the link down below in the description to the 42 vision indicator, getting connected to the SPY bot, the QQQ bot, our newly released Tesla bot, and we have other bots on the way so that you can receive the clarity and edge that you deserve within the volatility of the markets to maximize on opportunities. Now, here we are with PRTY. This is one of the first ones we're going to break down, which is above $1, and the other two are below $1, which I don't really like stocks below $1, but these stocks are at some very interesting levels and have some very interesting growth potential behind them, right? So we're going to break it all down, but before we do, I want to share with you guys the home run opportunity I mentioned this morning over at the Discord. And as you see popping up here on the screen, these are some of the home runs I've managed to find this week alone. While not guaranteed to be this way every single time, we strive for opportunities like these every single day. So the home run of the day was spectacular and beyond expectations. And if you guys want to know about these stocks early on in the pre-market, check out the link down below in the description to the Discord. And by joining, you'll become part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. So the one stock I mentioned this morning was MEDS. We caught this one early on in the pre-market with low volume. It was under a bull indicator. Those inflows were about to cross, and it jumped up 18% plus in the pre-market, pulled back down towards the bell. Inflows crossed again under that strength of that bull indicator, full strength on 42 vision, and it jumped another 20% plus within minutes, guys. If you guys want to know about these stocks early on in the pre-market, check out the link down below in the description to the Discord. We look forward to having you join us, and we strive for opportunities like these every single day. So here we are with PRTY, Party City, and here we are with it in a dip area. This is super important because after having such a big run since July of this year from this dip area, it ran about from $1.12 near the 52-week low of $1.04, which was meant on those dates. It ran from that dip area all the way up to $265, came back down around the 180s, found support, and ran back up towards the 270s, right? So this has been an exciting stock this year. Now we're going to talk about why around this time and at these levels it's becoming very interesting. I'm going to pull up the bull and bear indicators, which you can now gain access to as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicator, getting connected to our SPY bot, our QQQ bot, our newly released Tesla bot, and we have other bots on the way so that you can receive the clarity and edge that you deserve within the volatility of the markets to maximize on opportunities. And you can now join the members using these resources to maximize in either direction by receiving this clarity and edge over the charts. And in today's video, I'm going to pull up the inflow versus outflow indicator, which adds that extra layer of confirmation and gives us that edge within the volatility to maximize on opportunities. And slots are now open for those interested. Once again, that link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicator and getting connected to our inflow versus outflow. So the first thing is here, PRTY is under a bear indicator, and these outflows crossed here on the 4-hour, right? It was under a bull indicator from 213 all the way to 270s, popped up here at 240s, and right now we're at the 190s, and it's trying to find support here at 186. Now, this is a big week. The FOMC meeting's coming up, and if the stock market continues in a bearish trend, this is definitely something to watch very carefully if it starts to pull back down and break through 170, 174 area, because those are the supports that have held this stock up from going any lower. If it breaks below that, the next support is down here at 138, 140 range. It's going to be very important to watch. And why watch this stock now? Well, Halloween is around the corner. And usually around that time, this stock starts to pick up traction, right? If you go all the way back to last year and the previous years, right, when it was actually around October, what happened? Inflows picked up. It was sitting sideways at around $6, $6.89, and it went all the way up to $9 and $8 range around that time frame. Then it started to fall into November, had a little run in December, but mainly around that area, it starts to pick up traction, right? It was pulling downwards towards August, September, started to pick up momentum, and it peaked around October, November-ish time, right? Very, very important to keep that in mind. How this stock around that time frame, it starts to pick up traction. That was 2021. When we go back to 2020, it went from around almost $1.90 between October and November, and it continued into December of almost $7 and $9. Now, it's not guaranteed to move exactly the same like it did here, but something to watch and something to keep in mind, especially as these inflows start to actually pick up traction, cross back over the midpoint, and also the transitions and this bear indicator getting canceled, because the last two times that inflows picked up based off the 4-hour, which I'm going to be watching, things started to move pretty quickly. It went from $2 all the way to 270s, nearly a 30% plus move. And then the most recent one before that was from 120 all the way to 260s down here back in August. Bull indicator, inflows picked up, and full strength to the upside, literally squeezing as well. A lot of people were actually looking at it as a squeeze opportunity. So if the squeeze is still there as an opportunity, plus momentum and seasonality, not guaranteed, okay? This is something that it doesn't always necessarily have to happen, but if all that comes together, I'm going to be watching these charts for this bear indicator to cancel. We're in a dip area, which is why we're red borders. The rip areas are bright green, and that's how we could see the dips from the rips. The bull and bear indicators are there as extra layers of confirmation, and the inflow versus outflow adds that extra layer as well to go ahead and see how much strength is within the moves, right? So the next stock is Avct, okay? Now this stock on the 4-hour just got these inflows cross. It's going to be very important to watch if it pulls back towards it or holds and stays sideways here in this action and not cross back down, and if this bull indicator can hold up. Now, the 52-week low is 13 cents. It literally just jumped from 16 to 17 cent range, and it hit highs here of 24 cents. This is a really, really small company, right? When it comes to market cap, their market cap is only like 83 million. Now, this stock has partnerships, right, with Microsoft, IBM, and their growth story is what really stands out, especially after having those partnerships. But being below $1, it is very risky. And the one thing that has me watching this right now, if we look at the history, the times that it actually crosses the midpoint, right, with those inflows picking up, you could see here it went from 79 cents bull indicator, and it went all the way up to 133, right? The other time before that, it went from 102 all the way to 130, right? 20-30% plus moves, 50% plus moves in this one as well. And in the most recent one, the inflows cross got that bull indicator, and it went from 16 cents all the way to 51 cents, nearly a 2 to 3x move. But the current inflow is not as strong as the previous, right? It's kind of sitting sideways. So we want to see this actually pull further away from the midpoint to the upside. We want this bull indicator to hold true, and that's what I'm going to be watching based off the larger time frames, because if you zoom in and you look at this based off the 30-minute, it just got a bear indicator, right? It just did its move from 18 to 24, nearly a 50% plus move, and these inflows are above right now, but it got a bear indicator pretty fast within the volatility. But if you zoom back out and look at this from the 4-hour, it's looking pretty strong here at these levels, right? Especially with the inflows holding up. So after this FOMC meeting and the markets know what the rate hike is going to be, this is going to be one definitely to watch, right? So I'm going to be watching this carefully for this bull indicator to hold, these inflows to hold. And if you look at this article here, it states that Avct has obviously clientele with IBM, as I stated earlier, Microsoft, and even AT&T, and they were actually getting a $9 per share buyout in early 2021, and today it's worth 20 cents. So someone saw value in this company, and the company is seeing top line growth as a result of the company's acquisition with Candy Service. So the company's done acquisitions, it's growing, it's just not properly valued is what a lot of value investors would call it, right? But at the end of the day, there is no way to tell until time shows and those revenues pick up. But the stock right now is in penny stock territory, very speculative, very high risk, and based off the history of the chart, the pops have been very, very short-lived. So super, super important to keep in mind. Now, the last stock on this list, some of you guys that watch my channel are probably aware of this stock, and that is MULN stock. It's getting a lot of attention, and if you look at it from the bigger picture, it's been under a bear indicator since 64 cents on the 4-hour. It's in a dip area, just like Party City, but the outflows are dominating, and they're way below the midpoint. So it's going to be important to see as this continues to hit new 52-week lows if it can find support, right? The stock has done an acquisition with Bollinger Motors. The stock continues to fall as it does other acquisitions, which one of them is actually now electric last mile services. They're actually focusing on trying to acquire that, while at the same time the stock is going lower. Now, there's some key things to watch here. The first thing is for this to find support. It keeps on breaking through support levels, and the next support that I've mentioned in my videos is 35 cents. We definitely want to see this hold above that, not break below it, and if it starts gaining traction, we need to see this get back above 50. But one of the most important areas in this whole entire chart, in the long-term story and short-term, is 80 cents, guys. That's where the rejection started, and we've been falling all the way down, and that's where we were at a rip area. We had a bull indicator, but the outflows were still dominating, and quickly a bear indicator popped up, and now we're in a dip area here based off 42 vision. So it's going to be important to watch that. This is a very speculative stock as well in the EV sector, and with what FedEx came out and talked about, they're actually going to try to get into the niche of creating delivery trucks. So this is affecting indirectly what the FedEx CEO talked about, how MULN stock is looking, because if demand for shipping is down, well, who's going to order trucks from them if delivery is not even necessary or demand is low? So keep that in mind, even though they're EV trucks, right? And they'll have to transition. If the demand is down, that hurts the future potential, quote unquote, of what MULN stock can grow into. Hopefully all of that hiccup changes and the FedEx CEO comes out with a bigger story or a better one in the near future. But right now, this is near 52-week low areas, and we need to see if it continues to break to new ones or if it finds support. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.